Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today we are doing June faves and fails, my top 5 favorite products from the month of June, and then a couple misses here and there. This is a monthly series that I do here on my channel. I will have my June playlist linked in a pinned comment so that way you can check out all of the videos that I created and uploaded during the month of June. If it is your first time here on my channel, let me just say hello and welcome to all of you and invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you are a fan of this style of videos, if you like the winners and losers of every month in the beauty world, give this video a thumbs up before you go. If you guys want to see what made the list, keep on watching. Okay, so we always start with faves first, and a palette that I'm a little surprised I love and putting on this list just because it is an all matte palette and it's a rather large palette, but it is from one of my favorite indie brands, and that is the Bella Beaute Bar and Ellie Starr and Brittany Huffman collaboration Best Matte palette. I have a video where I created 6 different looks using this all matte palette. They were all matte 6 looks that I created. You guys know I don't always do all matte looks that often. I like to have my shimmers here and there. Today I'm actually wearing pressed glitter, and if you're wondering about this eye look, I believe you've seen the video go up. This is using the new Wet n Wild and Alice in Wonderland collection. So if that video goes up after this one, just know this tutorial is coming soon. But this palette, okay, this is a large palette. We are getting the best of the best when it comes to matte shadows. I am here to tell you that this palette performs so well. I love that it is a collaboration between 2 content creators and one of my favorite indie brands, Bella Beaute Bar. I do have a code with them. I believe my code is Steff. I'm going to put it down here. It's either Steff or Steff10, but that will give you 10% off of your order. Anything you want to buy over there. And actually, I think right now they are having a 4th of July sale, so the entire website might be 25 or 30% off. So don't use my code, but you can definitely use my affiliate link to shop. This palette needs to be on your list. If you are a fan of colorful makeup and you just want solid matte shadows in your stash, maybe you are a working makeup artist, this is the palette you need to have in your collection. Next up, and there are 3 eyeshadow palettes in my top 5 favorites of June 2023. And I think I forgot to mention this, but in case it's one of the first videos that you watch of mine, I always limit these to 5 amazing products and 1 or 2 products that just didn't make the cut, just because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. But I do a little bit later in the following month, I do a monthly makeup roundup where I go back and speed review all of the makeup that I tried during the previous month after I've had a chance to use it a few more times off camera and really get a feel for it. So you should see that June haul video speed review video go up probably during mid-July. The next palette that I have to share with you is one that, of course, is very near and dear to my heart. A palette that I am so glad Gourmande Girls collaborated on with the beautiful content creator Cydia Soto. This is the Warriors Wear Pink palette. Now, this palette obviously is dedicated to Cydia. Cydia is in her 20s and she is dealing with, I believe, her 2nd round of breast cancer. So Christina is very good friends. Christina is the owner of Gourmande Girls. She's very good friends with Cydia, and she wanted to do something to honor Cydia's fight and Cydia's battle with breast cancer. And I know breast cancer has hit, unfortunately, a lot of our families. Maybe even some of you out there watching right now are dealing with breast cancer. My mom is a breast cancer survivor twice over now. I am just very happy that Gourmande Girls chose to do this, chose to spotlight this cause. And while I know there are so many other causes out there, you know, there's ovarian cancer, there's autism, there's so many other like awareness months that happen, but Christina and Gourmande Girls chose breast cancer because of Cedia. Because Cedia has just been such a light in the beauty space and such a good friend of Christina, the owner of Gourmande Girls, and she wanted to do something to honor her memory. I have had an amazing experience with this palette. This palette went to me with the Turks and Caicos on vacation. I filmed with it on the plane. I did an Instagram reel and a YouTube short. I do want to let you know that Gourmande Girls is donating a portion of the proceeds from this palette directly to Cedia. And I also want you guys to know that my affiliate code, which I believe is Steff, that will give you 10% off of your order, and I am donating a portion of the commissions that I earn from those of you that use my affiliate code directly to Cedia as well, so she can continue fighting the good fight. Guys, this palette has some beautiful duochromes in it, and it has really good matte shadows in it. I think it has something for everybody, but especially it has a special meaning for all of us who have been affected by this incurable disease. You know, as of right now, I'm hoping that in our lifetime, we do see a cure for breast cancer, for Alzheimer's, for every disease that is out there. But for those of you who have battled breast cancer or lost loved ones to breast cancer, this would be a beautiful palette to get to remember that person by, or to remember the good fight that you yourself have fought and won. The next eyeshadow palette that I have to share with you is kind of a shocker. I wasn't expecting to love this palette as much as I do, because it really is a very neutral palette, but Gravity from bPerfect Cosmetics, wow. This palette, if you're looking for some cool tone shadows, a little bit of browns and grays, and amazing shimmer shadows, this palette is stunning. I have a video where I created 2 different looks with it. I've used it a couple times off camera. This palette is goals. When it comes to a neutral palette that's a little bit more cool tone, you do have a couple warm tones in there, but the shimmers are out of this world. Like, they are so blinding, so good. I would recommend using a glitter primer when going in with these shimmers, just because they are so impactful. But this palette performs so well. I mean, everything, like the matte shades were just buttery smooth. It's just a great palette. It is a wonderful neutral palette. And bPerfect, they're not UK based. I think they are a German based indie makeup brand, if I'm not mistaken. They're over there in Europe, and they do have a warehouse here in the US. So mine came from the warehouse here in the US. I think it did. But this is a beautiful palette. And if neutrals are your thing, I think this is definitely a must-have for your stash. Coming up next, I have 2 skincare products that I'm just gonna put as one. We're gonna count them as one. And the team at Paula's Choice was kind enough to send me these, and they made sure I got them right before I went on vacation. And they are these 2 sunscreens right here. So let's talk about this one first. This is a Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid, SPF 50. It says it has antioxidant and soothing plant extracts. It said it's going to be a water light fluid SPF that minimizes the appearance of pores, and it also helps to prevent damage and signs of aging. I use this every single day that I was in the Turks and Caicos. This was my AM moisturizer. Even though it had the SPF, I lathered this on, and then once I did my morning skincare routine, we kind of just hung out in the condo for about an hour. We made sure we ate a good breakfast, you know, got our bag packed, our cooler bag packed for the day, and then before I would leave, I would apply this one. This one right here is the Paula's Choice Healthy Glow Invisible Sunscreen Oil. This has SPF 50. It has, it says with barrier support antioxidant complex, and it helps to prevent UV damage and signs of aging. It is hydrating, dewy finish, and it is good for all skin types. So this oil, I used it a ton. I got sunburn mainly right here. This was the shoulder. This was the area that was my hot spot of the entire vacation. You don't know how much I wish I took one of those long sleeve SPF shirts with me, which I did buy this past week at Costco. I was like, I need to have one of these shirts in my stash for when that happens. But I wish I had some type of bandage to put over this because this shoulder took a beating. But whenever I would get home, or even during the beach, I took this with me and I would just apply that oil, and it was so soothing. It was so calming. So don't just reserve, you know, this oil for the face. You can definitely use it down here if you get a burn, or right down here. I tend to get burned right here as well. It's always my right side for some reason that gets burned. My face is always protected because I always wear a hat and I always reapply a sunscreen, whether it was this one or a spray one, because I did take my Pixie sunscreen spray with me. But I love this one, and I love that I could apply this right before we left, so to ensure I had that 90-minute or 80-minute sun protection, and then I could reapply it later on throughout the day as needed. These two are winners. If you're looking for a new sunscreen to add to your stash, either one of these would be fantastic. I think if you're full on oily, then you'd probably want to skip out on the oil over here. Maybe get it and reserve it for your body. But this one is amazing. This is an amazing just like moisturizer with sunscreen built in, but you want to make sure you use a good size amount, like at least a little bit bigger than a quarter size amount when you're applying your sunscreen. So thank you, Paula's Choice, for sending these to me, because they were absolute saviors for my skin over the Turks and Caicos a couple weeks ago. And last but not least, one of my favorite indie brands. I was so excited when they sent me these in PR. I would have bought them myself. But the new shades in the BK Beauty Luxe lipsticks. So my favorite shade, and I posted this over on my Instagram, my favorite shade is the shade Empower. It is this beautiful orange shade. You know what? Let me put a little bit. Let's put a little bit on. See, it's just a beautiful kind of like a burnt orange shade. I absolutely love it. They have a really nice magnetic closure. It feels like it's really luxe packaging. It lives up to the name Luxe lipstick. And I do have a video where I lip swatch all of the lipsticks in the BK Beauty lineup. I want to say they added about, I think it was 5 or 6 new shades. These are a couple other shades that are my favorite. This other one is going to be more of a reddish shade, and this one is in the shade Confidence. Gorgeous red, very not so in your face red. It is a nice everyday wearable red lipstick. I do find with these I need to touch up after I need a meal, but that's okay. I mean, that pretty much is with all lipsticks. Another shade I really liked was the shade Inner Beauty. I don't remember if Inner Beauty, I think Inner Beauty was a new shade, but I still like the shade, so that's why I'm throwing it in here. But this is a very beautiful, like neutral pinkish brown type of shade. And I think Lisa J and the entire BK Beauty team did a fantastic job with adding these new shades to their already existing lineup. I felt that the shades that they had, while beautiful, they were too neutral, and they were more pink neutral. And I know that's not flattering for everybody. Not everybody wants a pink neutral. A lot of you like peach neutrals or brown neutrals or maybe more berry tone neutrals. So I was very happy to see the inclusion of these new shades, some even darker than what they already have. 2 thumbs up for me on this. Okay guys, so we wrapped up. Those were my 5 standout products from the month of June. Now let me tell you my disappointment. I only have one. Well, there's 2, but they're the same thing. One disappointing product, and I'm really disappointed that I have to put this brand in the loser pile for June 2023. I think a lot of you are going to be shocked by this because it is a brand I definitely love. The Dior Glow Blushes. I was expecting, because it has the name Glow in it, I was expecting them to be glowy, to see a little bit of shimmer. But I don't see that. I see a very light pigmented, and this doesn't even show up. This one is in the shade Coral. I mean, it's back there. It's right here. You can barely see it. So I was really disappointed with the pigment and the formula because, you know, I wanted a glowy blush. I thought this was going to be a glowy blush. This shade right here, and again, I'm having to dig in to really get that pigment. This shade right here is called Cherry. Sorry, this one is called Cherry. But they're just not glowy. To me, they're matte blushes. And so for $40, $42 each, that's a hefty price tag to pay for anything, but for just a single blush. I know the pink blush has gone viral. It went viral like 2 years ago, but it's still a thing. Now they dropped, I think it was 4 new shades. I just wasn't impressed. I love Dior foundation. I love Dior concealer. I love a lot of complexion products that Dior makes. But unfortunately, these glow blushes, they're not my thing. Okay guys, so that wraps up today's video. Those were my June faves and fails for 2023. Let me know what some of your favorite products have been for the month of June, or what are some of the products that we need to stay away from. Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I'm going to see you all very soon. Bye.